I'm Dr. Karine Schomer, the CMCT India Practice Leader. We help with outsourcing to India. Sorry. Can we start again? Hello, I'm Dr. Karine Schomer. I'm the CMCT India Practice Leader. We help companies that outsource to India deal with cross-cultural adaptation, management, communication, and teamwork issues. This is the third of our Working with India mini briefings. The topic of this briefing is your first business trip to India, winning mindset, and cross-cultural tips. Please feel free to come and visit us at www.indiapractice.com. So you've decided to outsource to India. You've identified some potential service providers. You've been in touch with them on the phone, by email. Now's the time for site visits, and you've never been to India before. You're going straight from New York to Mumbai. How should you prepare yourself mentally for this experience? What can you expect on the ground in India? This is the topic of this briefing. The first thing I want to propose to you is to think about 3 dimensions of a winning mindset to carry with you on your business trip to India. I'm fond of telling people that when you're dealing with Indian culture, 3 principles are especially important. Pay a lot of attention to context, pay a lot of attention to relationships, and be prepared to exercise a lot of flexibility. So let's look at some of the dimensions of these 3 principles. When you go to India on your first trip, make sure you take in the big picture. Don't get caught on the little details that you may find either irritating or puzzling. Take in the big picture of what is happening in India today, of the tremendous changes taking place, of all the problems that still have to take place, of the energy and enthusiasm that your colleagues in business have for the reforms and the onward progress of India today. Take that all in. Leave behind your U.S.-centric mindset. Understand that India is also a great and large country that has a great deal of pride, a great deal of accomplishment, and a great deal of ambition. And empathize with the perspectives of your Indian colleagues. Empathize with their ambitions, with what they're trying to accomplish. This will get you far in being able to enter this trip to India with a proper kind of mindset. In the area of relationships, be prepared to have a lot of social energy coming at you and to have to put out a lot of social energy. It's all about building relationships, and the more effort you put into building relationships while you're there, the more successful your trip will be. Make sure you approach your Indian counterparts as equal professionals, as partners. Condescension is totally inappropriate and will be very much resisted and disapproved of. And third, something you may not have realized is that when you're talking with your Indian colleagues, be prepared for wide-ranging dialogue about all sorts of things, not just the immediate details of your business proposition. Talking about many things, culture, society, politics, economics, whatever, will really help develop the solidity of your relationships with your Indian colleagues. And last but not least, in flexibility, be prepared for surprises and unexpected things happening. If you expect things to be as predictable and planned as they are in the U.S., it's not going to happen that way. Don't resist it. Go with the flow. Your comfort zone is going to be stretched on all sorts of matters. Things that you consider completely normal, you will find are not completely normal in India. Again, go with the flow, adapt, do as the Romans do in Rome, and you will gain from it that way. And be prepared for a fair amount of cross-cultural noise, things that just don't click because of the cultural differences, but get beyond it. Note it, realize you need to adapt to it, and then just get beyond to what you're actually there for. And so now let me share with you 8 practical cross-cultural tips for your business trip. The first one is to expect that there will be some culture shock and to build some initial downtime into your schedule. You'll be arriving usually in the middle of the night. You'll be jet-lagged. There will be the entire experience of the different smells, the different level of intensity, the crowds, the whole variety of Indian culture assaulting you when you come out of your hotel. Your brain will not be functioning at its best. So don't immediately schedule meetings. Take at least a day of downtime into your schedule so that you will be fresh and somewhat over the culture shock when you start having your business meetings. Second, be prepared for extensive Indian-style hospitality. It's not like in the United States where you arrive at the airport, take a Hertz rental car and get yourself to the meeting completely on your own. Someone is likely to meet you at the airport, make sure to settle you into a hotel, welcome you, give you lots of hospitality, spend time with you. Don't resist it. Don't ask for privacy. Enjoy it and understand that that is the Indian way of doing things. Tip number 3, don't rush into getting down to business, which is the American way of doing things. Make sure you establish warm human contact with your colleagues before you do. The question then is, how do you know it's time to switch from social talk to the serious talk of the business? And it could take a short time, it could take a longer time, but you can take the lead from your Indian colleague or move it forward yourself. But again, don't rush into it. Tip number 4, understand and show respect for hierarchical rank and position. In India, roles, titles, positions are quite important, more so than in the U.S., and people are not really comfortable until they know where people stand in relation to one another. So when you come, make clear what your own title and role and position is, and make sure you understand the relative statuses of the people you are dealing with. That will make everyone more comfortable. If you're female, it's especially important for you to carry your rank with you, as that will help assure the respect to which you are entitled. Tip number 5, don't expect meetings to start and end on time. That's not the natural Indian way of doing things. Often a meeting doesn't start until the important person has actually arrived, and it will not end until the subject has really been exhausted to the satisfaction of the group. So one of the biggest mistakes is to schedule back-to-back meetings, because you may miss out on the most important part of the meeting by saying, sorry, I have to go to my next scheduled meeting. Tip number 6, don't expect decisions to be finalized at a group meeting. Again, that's very much the American way of doing things. Meetings in India are more to discuss things, to bring up issues, to explore possibilities. The decision isn't final until you hear directly from the decision maker, which could either be formally through a phone call or a personal meeting, or maybe in a more informal setting over a meal. Tip number 7, when you are presenting to your Indian counterparts, make sure you provide a big context picture of your company, the company's goals, the company's needs, what you're trying to accomplish, rather than just saying, I have this task that I need to have done by you, and not explaining the context. It will be very motivational to your counterparts in India to understand that larger context, and it will be less effective if they don't understand how it fits into a bigger picture. And finally, tip number 8, don't expect an American-style hard yes and hard no to difficult questions which you would like a blunt answer to. In Indian culture, it's often difficult to say no directly, especially to a potential client. So learn to decode indirect responses such as we'll try, or it may be difficult, or it will take some time, and also adjust to some ambiguity. One of the advantages of a yes or no, which are not very hard, is that it may leave some room for actually making it happen. This is often a hard thing for Americans to get used to, but I think you will need to in order to work effectively with the people that you are encountering on this business trip. So those are 8 out of many, many other such practical tips. And I would recommend to you an article written by Diane Schaffhauser entitled Working with India, What to Know Before You Go. It was based on an interview I did with this writer a year ago, I think, and contains a whole list of practical tips for your first trip to India. You can write to me at schomer@cmct.net if you'd like to receive a free copy, or you could actually find it by going to our website, www.indiapractice.com, making your way through to the articles. And I'd like to leave you with one fundamental takeaway insight about your business trip to India. It's the importance of the following. Establish a pleasant relationship, because India is a relationship-oriented culture. You need to show that you're interested in your colleagues as human beings and not just as business entities. I thank you for listening to this mini briefing and invite you to look for the upcoming briefing number 4 of Working with India.